Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking a swing at something in golf that maybe doesn't always get the spotlight it deserves, even for really good players. We're talking the professional putter fitting.
Yeah.
And look, this isn't just about grabbing one off the rack that looks nice. We're calling this the path to your perfect putter.
Yeah.
It's like a journey into some serious precision that might genuinely surprise you.
That's a great way to put it. Our mission here really is to give you the shortcut, to get you truly well informed on why this precision matters so much. We want to show you that fitting, well, it's not guesswork. It's not just about finding something that feels good in the shop. No, it's data-driven. It's tailored right to you. It blends biomechanics, how you see things, technical stuff, all to get you the exact right tool for how you putt. We've pulled out the key insights from our sources to kind of map that out for you.
And honestly, some of this stuff will make you rethink putting entirely. Like, did you know your dominant eye can actually trick you on the green, make you aim wrong without you even knowing it? Or how the actual physics of the ball launching off the putter face affects the roll. It's pretty wild stuff. So as we get into this, just maybe ask yourself, does my current putter actually fit me? We're about to find out why it probably should. Okay, let's unpack this a bit. The sources are pretty clear that, a lot of golfers are using putters that just don't match them. Doesn't match their natural stroke or their eye dominance, maybe their posture, even grip pressure. Just fundamental mismatches. So what does that actually lead to out there on the green when you're trying to make that important putt? Does it really make that big a difference, especially for, the average golfer?
Oh, it absolutely does. And it leads to this whole cascade of really frustrating problems. For the average golfer, look, it's not just about shaving half a stroke here or there, although that helps. It's about making those 3-footers more consistently, hitting your lag putts closer. Our sources point to things like inconsistent strike patterns, hitting it off the toe or the heel, sends the ball way offline. You also see face angles fluctuating right at impact. That's just a killer for accuracy. And all this together, it means poor alignment and maybe worst of all, you just lose confidence standing over the ball. It's a cycle, a really frustrating one that holds a lot of people back.
Right. That sounds pretty bleak. But can equipment really fix human error? Isn't putting half mental or just needing hours of practice? What exactly does a properly fitted putter do that just grinding it out on the practice green can't?
That's a really good question. And it's where the science, really comes into play. Practice and the mental side, absolutely vital. Nobody's denying that. But a properly fitted putter, what it does is it reduces the variables, the ones introduced by equipment that just doesn't fit you. It doesn't magically eliminate every bad stroke, no, but it minimizes the errors caused by the putter itself. It makes your stroke more repeatable because the putter's working with your natural motion, not fighting against it. It feels more comfortable, which naturally leads to more confident strokes. And critically, it's just more successful because you're getting rid of those tiny, maybe unconscious compensations you're making. This isn't just feel-good stuff. It's measurable, data-backed improvement. Fewer putts per round. That's the goal, right? It empowers your practice time.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting then. A pro fitting, it breaks putting down into 5 core components. It's not just one or two things. It's like a whole systematic approach. Let's dive into each one. Because understanding these, that seems key to unlocking your putting potential. First up, overall weight and weight distribution.
Yeah, you've hit on something really fundamental there. The total weight of the putter, and maybe even more importantly, how that weight is spread out between the head, the shaft, the grip. It has a huge impact. It affects your speed control and how well you keep the face square. Think of it like this. A heavier head, that can really help stabilize shorter putts, almost like a gyroscope effect. It helps minimize that wrist breakdown, which, is a super common fault. On the other hand, maybe a lighter shaft or grip could give you a bit more feel, better speed control on those longer lag putts. But the fascinating part is if that balance is off for you, it leads straight to inconsistent tempo, poor face control. It's all linked to getting a smooth, repeatable stroke.
Right, okay. So once we have the weight feeling stable, giving us that control, the next thing is how the putter physically lines up with your body. Because our posture, how we stand, even how we see the target line, that's massively impacted by length and lie angle, isn't it?
Precisely. Yeah, the correct putter length is what sets up your stance, how close or far you are from the ball, and that directly impacts where your eyes are positioned over the target line. So if your putter's too long, for instance, your eyes tend to drift inside the target line. That leads to misreads, maybe an unconscious bias. you think you're aimed straight, but you're actually not. And if it's too short, well, that can force you into a really awkward posture, kind of hunched over, and lead to inconsistent swing arcs. Then you've got lie angle. That's how the putter sits on the ground. If the sole isn't sitting flush, if the toe or the heel is sticking up, the face is actually pointing left or right before you even start the stroke. So even with a perfect-looking stroke, the ball's starting offline simply because the lie angle wasn't right at address.
Now, this next one, loft and launch angle. Something I think a lot of golfers just wouldn't even think about for a putter. We think lofter for irons, wedges, get the ball airborne. But a putter, what's going on there?
It's funny. It is often overlooked, but it's absolutely critical. Loft on a putter plays this huge role in how the ball launches off the face and how quickly it transitions into what we call true roll. True roll just means the ball is spinning perfectly end over end right away instead of like skidding or hopping along the green first. And there's actually a sweet spot for that launch angle, ideally between about 0.75 and 2.5 degrees. That gives you the best roll, the least skid. Too little loft, the ball can kind of dig in and then pop up or skip. That introduces randomness. Too much loft, the ball actually bounces or lifts off the green before it starts rolling properly. We've seen data from systems like Quintic, which is a big analysis tool, showing players with the right loft and shaft lean get much tighter launch windows. And that means, ultimately, much better distance control. It really is all about getting that ball rolling smoothly end over end as soon as possible.
Okay, getting that smooth roll is key for distance control, for speed. But even a perfect roll doesn't help if it's not going on the right line. And that, from what I understand, is where face angle and face rotation are just paramount. We spent ages practicing stroke path, right? But what does this data tell us about where the ball actually goes?
You've hit on something huge there, something that maybe challenges traditional thinking a bit. Our sources are really clear. The face angle at the moment of impact is by far the biggest factor. It dictates something like 92% of the ball's starting direction. Just think about that, 92%.
Wow.
So yeah, your path matters, but that tiny little angle of the face at impact, it's almost everything. The goal in a fitting is to get that variation down to less than 1 degree. That's how precise it needs to be.
Less than a degree.
Yeah. And then there's face rotation during the stroke. Ideally, you want that rotation to be pretty minimal, say, less than 15 degrees per second for consistent direction. But here's an interesting thing. If your natural stroke does have more face rotation, that's okay. You might actually benefit more from a putter with some offset, or what's called toe hang. Those are designed to work better with a more arcing stroke compared to a face-balanced putter which suits a straighter back and through motion. It's about matching the tool to your tendency, not forcing you into a stroke that doesn't fit.
And just when you thought maybe you had putting figured out, this next point often blows people's minds. It's the subtle but really powerful influence of your eye dominance and visual perception. This isn't just about reading the break on the green. It's literally about how your brain interprets what straight even is. How can our own eyes trick us like that?
It's genuinely fascinating, isn't it, how our own biology factors in. Your dominant eye plays a huge role in how you visually perceive alignment, what looks straight to you. So, for example, someone with strong right eye dominance might, without even realizing it, consistently aim a little bit right of their actual target. Even when it feels perfectly centered to them, their brain is just processing that visual information differently. A good fitter can spot this with some pretty simple tests, and then they can make adjustments to the putter to compensate. That might mean using an offset hosel like a plumber's neck style, which sets the shaft slightly ahead of the face, or maybe specific alignment lines on the putter head itself. Sometimes even changing your shaft lean or trying different grips can help you align more accurately based on how you see the line. It's really about harmonizing the equipment with your natural visual tendencies.
Okay, so we've gone through all this incredible science, this detailed analysis of our own individual putting styles. How does a professional putter fitting actually work in practice? It sounds like maybe a lot of complex measurements, but there must be a clear process, right? Something that makes it understandable for everyone.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's very systematic. It usually breaks down into 3 main steps. Step 1 is basically a visual and alignment assessment. So the fitter starts by using tools, maybe lasers or just some simple alignment guides to see how you naturally set up. Are you actually aiming where you think you're aiming, even on a dead straight putt? It's about getting an objective baseline before you even hit any balls.
Got it. Baseline check.
Exactly. Then step 2, this is where the heavy data comes in, stroke measurement and launch analysis. This is really the core of the fitting.
Yeah.
They use these sophisticated systems. You mentioned Quintic. There's also PuttLab, Puttalyze is another one. And they capture just tons of precise data about your stroke. Things like your face angle right at impact, how much the face rotates per second, your stroke tempo backswing versus through swing time, the ball's launch angle and spin, your acceleration, even where on the face you tend to hit the ball. It paints this incredibly detailed, data-driven picture of your unique putting stroke.
Okay, so tons of data points.
Right. And then step 3 is taking all that data and matching you with the right putter specifications. Based on everything learned about your stroke, your posture, your alignment tendencies, the fitter starts recommending specific adjustments. And this isn't just about picking a different head shape, though that's part of it. It could be tweaking the head weight, changing the offset or the hosel type, adjusting the shaft length and that lie angle we talked about, trying different grip types or thicknesses. Even the face material or the milling pattern can be customized. Every single element is considered to build a putter that perfectly complements your game, not just a generic good putter off the shelf.
Right, connecting all this back, all these super precise measurements, these tailored adjustments, it really all comes down to physics, doesn't it? Getting that golf ball to roll. Truly, we talk about launch angle and stuff, but what's the fundamental science making a fitted putter so much better at achieving that pure roll?
It really does boil down to the physics of how the ball rolls, and actually it's fairly simple conceptually. The quicker a golf ball gets into its true roll phase, spinning perfectly end over end, the more accurate and consistent your putts are going to be, period. When a ball skids or hops first, even for a fraction of a second, it introduces unpredictability. That tiny skid or hop can easily knock the ball slightly off its intended line or mess with its speed in ways you just can't control. That's where you get those putts that look good leaving the face, but somehow drift offline or end up way short or long.
Ah, okay. The skid and hop are the enemy.
Exactly. So a professionally fitted putter with the right loft, the right balance, matched to your stroke, helps ensure that ball starts rolling end over end almost immediately after impact, that early true roll. It's absolutely critical for better direction and much more consistent speed control putt after putt. In fact, some of these systems, like the Puttalyze app, even use physics simulations after the fitting for things like green reading tools or pace drills. It just shows how deeply physics is embedded in good putting.
Wow, what a deep dive today. It really drives home that, look, whether you take 30 putts around or, 45 putts, every single one matters. And this journey through professional putter fitting, it makes it so clear that this is about precision. It's not some kind of luxury item. It's about optimizing every variable you can control.
Exactly right. A professionally fitted putter really does transform your putting. It shifts it from being maybe a frustrating guessing game into more of a precision weapon. It empowers you, gives you the right tool, perfectly matched to your own unique biomechanics, how you see things. That breeds so much confidence, and you see measurable improvement on the greens. It turns those putts you used to dread into real opportunities.
Really makes you think differently about the game, doesn't it? So here's maybe a final thought for you to chew on. How might understanding these really subtle biomechanical cues, these visual factors, and just how critical precisely matched equipment is, how might that impact not just your golf game, but maybe your perception and other precision activities you do? Could be anything, archery, maybe photography, even just aiming a throw in the backyard. How often do we overlook those tiny, personalized details, the ones that could unlock significant, repeatable improvements? Maybe start paying attention to those little things. You might just find a whole new level of precision in places you never expected.